It's about that time, y'all. It's about that time. If you've been a part of this channel for any length of time, you know that I am one of those lawn care enthusiasts that really, and I mean really, enjoys the off season. Now, it's not the off season yet, but if you haven't looked at a calendar recently, it is coming up fast. And I'm already being asked, hey, what are you going to do to your new construction lawn for its first fall and winter season? And that's what we're going to talk about today here on Budget Lawns, because we're going to focus on 3 things this fall that will set us up to be in good shape for next spring. The number one thing we are not going to slow down on is mowing. If there's one thing you do in the fall to wrap up your season, is continue your twice a week mowing schedule. It's real easy to get burned out and tired of it and just give up right at the last minute, but that's not going to be good for you to start next season. For tip number 2, we're going to continue just focusing on strengthening our lawn and preparing it for the winter cold and dormancy. And one other way we can do that is by fertilizing it. So far this season, I have only put down 2 full rounds of fertilizer and mulched my clippings, which if you're mulching your clippings, that will account for another full round of fertilizer. And all I have been applying this year, because you've heard in some of my past videos that I like to throw down just a generic 10 fertilizer as well as an organic biosolid. Look, I'm trying to pinch some pennies in the budget anywhere I can. So the organic biosolid has not been in the program this year, just the 10. So as you're thinking about your fall application of fertilizer, I will typically spread that out around the first week of September. And this year, it is going to be a very, very light one. And all I'm throwing down is what is in this bag. I don't even know how much is in there. And it doesn't really matter to me because that's all the lawn is getting. So think about how many rounds of fertilizer you've had so far this season. See what you got left in the garage, and maybe all you need to do is toss a little bit out. But regardless of how much you're putting down, you need to at least get some fertilizer on the lawn to finish up the year. And finally, we want to prevent some weeds. We hope that our super thick turf and proper mowing practices from the whole season will do a lot of that work for us, but we will have to take some precautions ourselves, and we will do that with a pre-emergent. Now, you've heard me say this whole first season on this new lawn that no herbicides, pre or post-emergent, will touch my grass within the first 12 months. I'm going to alter that ever so slightly, okay? Once this lawn goes dormant, and most, if not all, of its root growth and activity comes to an end for the season, I will go ahead and apply its first ever round of pre-emergent. That will be sometime probably in late October or even all the way into November. And by that point, it will have been around 11 months since this sod was laid. Okay? And the pre-emergent of choice for me is Spectricide's Weed Stomp for Lawns plus Crabgrass Preventer. I will spread that pretty heavy across the lawn and make sure I water it in very deeply so it will activate those ingredients and form that barrier to prevent weeds from popping up in the lawn. Now, if you get that product and you read the instructions, it will say otherwise. It will say to apply to slightly damp or dewy grass. That is if you're trying to get both its post-emergent and pre-emergent properties. But for my application, I am merely trying to use the product as a pre-emergent and will water it in to do so. All right, y'all, don't make this more difficult than it has to be. Just keep up your twice a week mowing practices, get a little fertilizer down, and then after your new sod goes dormant, get that first round of pre-emergent down to prevent some weeds throughout the winter, and then we'll knock another round out to begin the start of next year. If you found this video helpful, come on y'all, give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Your support here on the channel means a great deal to me. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you next time.